Today is about giving young people a voice in Parliament, which really ties into this year's NAIDOC theme, the next generation. So we've got a good selection of young people across Victoria because they're going to be the change makers. And this has never happened before, having a youth yarning advisory group. Working alongside Parliament to bring this to life is something really special. And the reality is, mob do get left out. We get locked out of the door. So they're coming here today and their voices will be heard in a safe space.
But the strongest thing we got going for ourselves are our words and our voices. And that's what we leave behind when we leave this earth and go into that next journey is we leave our memories through our words, and that's our imprint on the landscape. So it's really important what you say out of your mouths here today.
I think, you can have as many discussions in Parliament as you want and between MPs and whatnot, but at the end of the day, if you really want to know what people think, I think you've got to go to young people and just really get a sense of what the general sentiment is among them.
We are the next generation, and any form of revolution or big change in history has come out of mob or First Nations people all across the world standing up and continuing to use their voice.
To be here at Parliament today is really a testament to young people paving the way. It gives us a chance and opportunity to share our views and our hopes and aspirations and be heard.
The atmosphere is really good. It's a nice vibe. It's good to yarn with one another, get to know each other too.
So I wanted to be a part of this today to represent both of my identities as being Aboriginal and trans. It's important to be raising the voice around our rainbow mob and pushing for ways to support better services.
The ways that, these beautiful people behind me have articulated their experiences and showed this level of vulnerability that made me want to share a part of me as well. And that was beautiful, and that stood out to me. The other thing that stood out as well was the buildings. They were very much, they had this really historical energy, and to be inside of those was kind of a little bit exciting for some reason, just knowing that, back in the day, blackfellas weren't allowed near any of these types of buildings and things like that. So yeah, just acknowledging all that.
Meeting and yarning with all the young mob here today and getting to know everyone and their perceptions of their communities and what needs to be implemented in the Reconciliation Action Plan and how we can have a voice with Parliament to voice these concerns.
I think one of the biggest things that stood out for me today is just how fantastic it's been to listen and see how connected I have been with everybody here and just how our stories all connect.
Some people have different ideas, but we have to be able to work together. So if we can all collaborate together in a productive way, or it's First Nations led, and we bring Parliament along the journey, we're going to, in time, have some really good outcomes.
If there was any reflections that I had to take away from today, it would just be how great it is just to have everyone together and just kind of, to really hear the passion that each person has. It's special.
To be able to bring our views and what we're passionate about and what we want for our future, I want to see. I think it's important that we come together and do that.
I think one of the biggest messages I have for young mob is that it's never too early to start, getting involved within your community.
Express your culture to others. Doesn't matter if you're Indigenous, not Indigenous, still express yourself to others. Be nice to one another.
Just try and put yourself out of your comfort zone, and everyone is always going to support you, and believe in yourself because everyone else does.
Feel proud in who you are, to not feel shame. There are other rainbow mob out here that are willing to support you and that your whole identity matters.
I think I want young mobs to feel that they aren't alone, and I've said this before, and I'll say it forever until I die. Don't ever be afraid to speak up, and there is absolutely people here to hold your hand and build your spirit up and uplift you. And actually come and join us. Come join us. We're not just here to be in this little group in isolation.
I'm so proud of who we are. We hold so much power. We come from the oldest continuous living culture in the world. That through our veins is powerful enough, So yeah, it really lights my fire. I'm I'm really proud to be a part of it and continue that.